Yeah, and welcome to a lesson on how to solo over chord changes. My name is Brett Papa, and today we're gonna get into it. We're gonna use a scale, but I'm not gonna tell you the scale because I don't want you to think about the scale first. I want you to think about the chords first. And if you're into this kind of stuff and you like it, click the links down below. There's some videos, a couple series that go way in depth on this, but the videos aren't on YouTube, so you got to click the link down below to check it out. But I'll give you a basic understanding of what's going on in those videos. So we talk about learning how to see target notes, which we talk about here all the time. But what I want you to start thinking about is playing out of the chords, right? Now the cool thing about this is it's a way to think about playing major and minor. We talk about mixing major and minor a lot here. It's one of my favorite topics. But another thing you can think about is in a chord progression, you have minor and major chords typically. And so why not play minor over the minor chords and major over the major chords? Let me give you an example. Now again, I'm not going to tell you the scale, but we have an F sharp minor. Our chord progression is going to be F sharp minor, A to E. Now you theory buffs out there might be like, oh, I got this already. But I don't want you to go to the default scale. What I want you to do is solo like you're in each of these keys. So for each of these chords, solo like you're in that key. So F sharp minor comes around. Your typical, blues licks. So you might bend up on the fifth of the B. I love these kind of rollover licks. So I go 2 on the E and B. Maybe roll over the same way on the E and B 5th fret. So maybe bend up. Okay, so I'm just jamming over that F sharp chord. Now I know I have an A chord coming up, so in my mind I want to be wrapping my brain around where's the nearest A chord. Well, I got one here in the same fret, and if I play that same shape I was just playing out of, the F sharp minor scale, which is also A major, coincidentally, if I just target different notes, like over the A chord, bending up to this A chord, right, the third, when I bend up this. So we have the first two chords, right? We have the F sharp minor and the A. So check it out. So I'm going to play like I'm in F sharp minor, then A major, and then the next one I have is E major after that. So I'm going to start thinking ahead again to playing an E major. So check this out. We got A. Now here comes my E, and I have an E right here. Okay, so what I did was I pretended I was in A major there for a second, targeted my E note, my A note, and moved up like I was in the second position of A major, okay? Maybe do a lick like that, right? And then I know I have an E coming up, and so if you know your inversions of your chords, right? On this channel, we work all the time out of memorizing the E, the A, and the D shapes of each chord, right? So E shape of the E chord, A shape of the E chord, D shape, right? Knowing those three inversions of each of the chords in our progression and how to find them on the neck inside your scale it really gives you a lot of options. So once I saw that, you know, because I'm playing right out of that, right? I knew I have an A here. I know I have an A here, so I can bend up. Right? Playing out of that A. And then here's my E, so I can just step down. I also have an E here, so I can walk down, right? So I can play off of this E shape. Right? And then the F sharp's coming back around. Right? So if you get out of the frame of mind of just thinking about the scale, right? And you get in the frame of mind of playing over the chords, right? And using the chord tones. And like I said, over F sharp minor, play like you're in F sharp minor. And I got my E. Right, I'm playing out of E major. Now, when I'm playing out of E major right here, I'm still going to play like when I'm in F sharp minor when that F sharp minor chord comes around, and I have one right here. Right, so I'm going to, right, so I can, so I'm bending up to this note. Keep in mind you got octaves, right? So I'm bending up to my root. Right, and I'm playing out of all those chord tones at F sharp. And then that A's coming up, I got an A right here. And I got my E. Right, so over the A, you might do like a pedal lick. Because I have my A shape here, so I'm going to hit, you know, fifth, root, fifth, and then bend up to my third. And then I have that E, so I'm going to play right out of the backside of this E major chord. And then I have that F sharp minor chord right there. Right? I got that chord right here. Here comes the E. Here's that F sharp minor. Here I got my A. So sometimes one note, right, will work over both chords. So that being said, this whole time I could have used E major pentatonic, right? But when you concentrate on just playing out of the chords, you're catering more towards the chord tones rather than the scale. So your focus is on notes of the chord. Right? So my A. Rather than just making it another, you know, wandering scale exercise. It's got a sense of purpose. So try that next time. You know, you got a chord progression, look at the chords in your progression. Now, if you know the key center, right, and you know that you're in A major, let's say, and you know the chords, play the minor chords in the progression like you're playing in minor, and the major chords like you're playing in major, right? So try to play like you're in each one of those keys, right? So if the chord progressions, you know, just right, same thing, right? I switched to A and now I'm playing an A major, but I'm thinking about playing over those chords and not the actual scale, and I'm playing them like it's A major. Right there, I'm just doing like a D major lick. Here goes my E. Right, playing right out of E major. So try that approach. I promise it pays off. In the end, it is super fun, and it will take, you know, it'll flip that mindset. After a while and you play with it a little bit, it starts to becoming more and more about the chords, and you'll find that that's actually an easier way to think about it in order to be melodic, right? The benefit is eventually you'll stumble onto, oh, right, that's what the scale is, because you'll see the shapes kind of start to appear when you're playing out of the chords in the progression, but you'll think from the chords first and not from the scale first, and that's where we're wanting to go. 2017 is the year of the melodic player. Are you with me? I hope so, because you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. If you want more in-depth lessons like this, again, click the links below. They got some free, you know, not on YouTube stuff. And if you want to support the cause and help the free videos keep coming, check out brettpapa.com. That's where all my teaching stuff's at. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time. Alright, and thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell button to be notified when the latest videos are released. Check the main channel page for other playlists like the popular Guitarists You Should Know, where I feature today's hottest touring and session guitar players. Support the cause by visiting brettpapa.com, where I take you from learning other people's songs and licks to creating your own. Catch you next time!